Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, welcome back. Let's get another check of that afternoon forecast. People coming back to this 4-day work week to some hot temps, Cedric. They're continuing on from the long holiday weekend.
In case you missed it. I wanted to make sure you still had a chance to dive into a little bit. Because, September, it brings a lot of change. And one of the changes, of course, people say, okay, September the 1st, it's the unofficial end of summer, Labor Day weekend. It's the last hurrah. Yeah. Right. And then some people say it's the beginning of meteorological fall. Well, that's what the scientists say.
There's a lot going on over there at that weather.
It's hot. But this is our favorite time of the year. Lots going on, lots of change, and let's dive into that change there. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cedric, it is the second day of meteorological fall. Yeah. And you would be correct. But we still have 20 days officially on the countdown clock until we get to what we call astronomical fall or astronomical autumn, whenever it changes there on the calendar. So this is when us folks in the weather world, we keep records based upon September, October, and November. But the official calendar says fall starts September the 22nd. That's the fall equinox. But either way, we are getting closer and closer to that season. And let me tell you, folks, we're starting to see a little color on some of our higher peaks there. Now, keep in mind, this has a lot more to do with some of the leaf stress out there because of the weather conditions that we had this past summer with very dry and hot conditions. But as you can see, some of these leaves are already starting to change that brownish color, some of those different colors showing up out there. Now, we don't necessarily like to see this because obviously we know the leaf stress that's been occurring all summer leads to the potential of some of these leaves browning out and falling before we get to the peak season, and therefore we don't have as much of a vibrant fall foliage season. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll keep an eye on that. But no doubt about it, Scott Taylor capturing this weekend some of those leaves changing colors. And again, you can see looking down here, this is an overhead view, and you can see again, we do have some of those leaves, at least getting some of that leaf stress and starting to begin to change some of those colors a little bit. Now outside the ABC4 studios, no colors showing up in terms of the leaves on the trees, but we've got blue skies out there, a lot of blue sky out there actually. In fact, clear skies showing up here outside the ABC4 studios, and the temperature, well, it's warming up because of that. We've got numbers up to 86 degrees now in Salt Lake City, 81 in Ogden, 75 in Logan, 75 in Heber. We've got temperatures around 82 degrees in Provo, 86 in Delta, 85 degrees in Green River. How about 87 right now in Moab, and we've got 89 degrees in St. George. So yes, heating up, feeling still much more like summer as opposed to the fall foliage season, that's for sure. We're looking at our high temperatures for the rest of today, low to mid 90s up and down the I-15 corridor from Cache Valley all the way down towards the central portions of the state. But notice, we'll probably hold in the 80s as you get over towards the Uintas and over towards parts of Castle Country. But once you get south of I-70, that's when we start talking about those mid to upper 90s, maybe even a couple of triple digits, like in St. George later on this afternoon. Something else to note, notice a few more clouds showing up as you get down towards St. George, and that's a sign of some of those changes that we're going to be tracking. So as we look ahead here, looking at your upper level futurecast, we've really been talking about this high pressure ridge. It's actually going to expand into Western Canada as we go into the next couple of hours here. And what that means is not only hot and sunshine for us, but what goes up must come down. And so over the Great Lakes in the Midwest, they're going to see a big chill that's going to show up in the atmosphere. Their first frost and freeze concerns there, but we stay on the warm side. But high pressure begins to back off, though, as we get towards the end of the week heading into the weekend. That'll allow for some moisture to move in and some slightly cooler temperatures. You can already see some of that moisture trying to sneak around in Arizona and Southern California, where we've got some flood warnings that are in effect right now. As we go throughout the next 24 hours, again, we're going to try to tap into some of that moisture. Futurecast kind of points this out for us. As you can see here, again, we can see an isolated shower or two this afternoon and especially this evening as you get towards portions of Iron and Washington County, but not looking at a lot of rain expected. Now, as we go into your Wednesday, notice we're going to wrap up that chance of scattered showers and downpours, especially across southwest Utah. And then notice as we go into your Thursday, that chance really starts to expand up and down the state here as we continue to see more of that moisture on the increase. So scattered showers and storms over the next several days here across southwest Utah. Now you get up towards the northern half of the state, more isolated in nature until we get to the weekend, and that's when we can see a little better chance of those scattered storms. And so that's where we're going to see the heaviest rain, I-70 and points south, but some of that moisture will try to sneak a little farther to the north in the coming days. 101 in St. George, it's going to be hot. Slight chance of rain today, better chances for the rest of the week as we cool those temperatures down. The Wasatch Front, mid-90s today, and then upper 80s by the end of the week with increasing rain chances.